me.
But
Yeah. So, the biggest topic that we came across, right, is this release of a game that a lot of people have been waiting for. It's basically time to show and prove. House Marquee has released this game. This game is $70. It has not gone down yet, but it just came out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But depending on how this does, it's gonna make or break House Marquee, right? Because we talking about Metacritic PlayStation right now,
Yeah.
and what they're asking for. And Returnal has dropped, and the Metacritic score is what? What are they giving this
86.
thing?
86.
An 86. So it's not hitting the 90s just yet.
But that's
it
good.
It may go up, but an 86 is pretty damn good. I mean,
That's
I don't
amazing.
know. I don't know the Metacritic score that PlayStation is looking for a sequel to happen, but I'm sure they're probably happy about this score right now.
Yeah. This is, I think, I'm looking right now, but I think this might be the highest rated game this year. Is there a game that's been rated higher than this that came out this
A
year?
PlayStation game or just games period?
Just a new game that came out this year.
Huh.
That's new. Okay, It Takes Two actually has an 89.
Okay.
So
and I
It
heard-
Takes Two is
I
the
really
highest
wanna
one
play
this
It
year,
Takes Two.
that's crazy high.
Yeah.
But this is like up there. Wow. I mean, it's incredible. Hitman 3 has an 87.
Oh, Disco Asylum.
Yeah,
That
but
got
Disco
a-
Elysium's old. That's a re-release.
Oh, that's really.
That's
okay.
the final cut. That's
final
a re-release, yeah.
Ah,
So I don't really
gotcha.
count that.
Yeah.
No, my bad.
I don't count Fez either
Yeah, that's
because
old
Fez
game.
is old as well. But it just gets re-released on the Switch.
Talking about new games, got you.
Yeah, so like games that just came out this year.
Right.
It Takes Two.
Oh, Monster Hunter Rise.
Monster Hunter Rise.
I got an 88.
That's high,
Dude,
yeah.
people be all on
and
Monster Hunter
Hitman
Rise,
3,
for sure.
Yakuza 6,
Yeah.
and then Crash. But Returnal, I knew this. We all said that we thought it was going to be a highly rated game. I think we all said that.
We were hoping it too.
Yeah, we were
$70.
hoping it, and we all knew it. I cannot accept the $7 price tag, man.
No.
I
No way, dude.
refuse. I wish more people would. This game is selling out everywhere. It's sold out on GameStop. I think it's sold out on Amazon. It's sold out in the UK, and they're paying pounds. I heard it's like $120 something for this game over there.
$125.
$125, dude.
$125, yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Gosh, dude.
That's insane. I heard this game is 6 hours long. If you finish it, all the
Start to
biomes.
finish.
I mean, you're gonna
It's a
be
storyline.
you're gonna be repeating, but that's it, and that makes sense. This is a roguelike.
It's a rogue game, yeah.
It's like
This
Risk
is-
of
You're
Rain.
gonna die.
It's like
But
Risk of
a little
Rain.
longer.
I think this is basically Risk of Rain.
Dude, the whole time I've been watching. Okay, so I want to say this. It's been in the top 10 today consistently on Twitch, which is always a good sign. Because if people are playing it, it makes the game more relevant. So day one, it's expected to be on the top 10. So next week, I'll tell you where it's at. But people are literally in their subject saying, I love this game. So I don't know if they got paid to say that, but I'm surprised that people are loving this game.
Well, I
know?
mean, everybody loved Resogun, right? Like Resogun got like high freaking ratings.
Yeah.
Dude,
But
Resogun got really high.
People are like legit overwhelming. So maybe this is the first roguelike that some of these PS5
played?
people, and they're getting like I love one more match, because that's addicting. That's a great feeling.
Yeah.
So maybe they got the bite for roguelikes. So maybe that's I feel like this is like it's different than the other roguelikes because it looks so
It looks like just like Risk of Rain, though. I swear.
Absolutely, no, it does. When the characters like dash to the side, that was like the huntress that I used to be,
Dude.
The whole time,
Even like gameplay.
the bosses,
It's
the
bullet
same
hell,
thing.
right? Like you're dodging all the things coming at you, all the different creatures.
Yep.
When you die, you completely restart. You don't carry anything over.
Yep.
Like in a lot of roguelites, like Rogue Legacy, for instance, when you die, you carry your money over and you build
your
more
tree.
things to your castle. And you just get stronger and stronger. This isn't like that. You start completely over. So it's completely dependent on the items you get in the world. That's how Risk of Rain is.
Yeah.
Risk of Rain is identical to that. Risk of Rain is third person. Over the top, you shoot and you have your abilities.
Yep.
You collect your items and you get stronger and you hope this is the run. Right? It's identical. And it's like the only difference really between the two is Returnal's 3D. Risk of Rain's 3D, but I guess what's the difference? Like it's more realistic graphics.
I would say
Versus what's the difference?
This game obviously has millions of more pixels.
Okay,
you know?
pixels. Yeah,
Pixel
millions
count
of more
just looks
pixels.
better.
Yeah,
You know,
it
what-
just looks better.
Because one's more cartoony. It's still 3D.
Yeah.
One's like cartoon style, and this is like a realism style. So
Right.
just the pixel count. But the whole time I was watching it, it reminded me of, you know, how I like Risk of Rain. Keep in mind, I bought Risk of Rain 1 and 2, the physical copy, for $10 on eBay. So I'm comparing it to a game. I got 2 games for $10 that I love. That's a great game.
Mm-hmm.
So $70 is hard for me to swallow. I would say it released at a good time because so many people just got their shiny new PS5. There's not a lot of brand new games.
So you're saying
Like you were saying. So they're like, let's just buy it. You know, it's a brand new exclusive. Let's buy it. Let's buy it.
that's
I
100%
mean, there's
what
been
it
quite a
is.
few games that have been pushed back and just haven't released yet. Like we got a lot of shit in that initial state of play of games that were gonna release for the PlayStation 5. And like none of those have even really released except for this one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Bug Snacks, but they gave that one for free.
And
you know?
the question in my head was like, dude, I'm sure if Kenna asked for $70, they probably would have got it.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's the
If
precedent
they
I'm
had
afraid
came out
of.
before this and asked for 70, they would have still got it before Returnal.
This is the game drought right now, kind of.
Just because of that, yeah.
Yeah, there's a game drought. There's nothing to play.
Yeah.
People have been waiting to play something.
This does kind of make you think like, well, damn, I know Kenna's kind of given their price at around $40, right? Because that's what it is on the store.
Yeah.
It's about $40, and then if you want the deluxe edition or whatever, it gets pricier. But like when you see this, and you see, okay, if it can be done good enough that people will enjoy it, I can charge to the moon for this.
This is a fleece, man. I think this is all totally game drought money. I think people are so thirsty for a new PS5 game. There haven't been any. This one came out. People don't care. I'm dropping it. I want to play a new game on my PlayStation 5, and they're getting it. And yes, this does have some PS5 unique features with the gamepad and the haptic feedback. And it's 4K, right? 60 frames per second, ray tracing. It's pretty looking. So you feel like you're playing a next-gen game. The thing is, it's not. It's a roguelike. There's never been a roguelike, I think, in the history of games. You correct me if I'm wrong. You would probably know even too. A roguelike that's been full-priced, AAA priced. I've never heard of such a thing in my
I
life.
want to say Hades was the most expensive one I've ever saw.
$25 for Hades.
Was it?
And I got it for
25
$20
or was it 29 on?
I thought
Yeah,
it was
you're right,
30,
25.
man.
It was 25 without a sale.
Yeah, you're right.
And it was 20
And for
on
me,
sale.
for the roguelike, that was borderline like, man, it's kind of expensive, but everyone said it was good, so I was ready to, use a coupon on the Epic store that I
And
had
get
for
it.
$10 off. I was like, 15. Ooh, that's about roguelike. How much they are, and that was a masterpiece from what I've heard. For $70 for a roguelike, it's like, dude.
Dude, Hades was... Look at Hades. Let me tell you the Metacritic score on Hades.
You said Hades in the 90s.
It is. It's in the 90s.
Game of the year too. Did remember last year and for
Uh,
some
No,
category.
it was on the run. It was in the run for Game of the Year, but it did
okay.
not make it.
Oh, but one of
Last
the
Us
categories
got it.
didn't. One of the categories.
It
win the
won
I
in
think so.
Indie.
game.
Indie
Oh,
Game of the
Indie
Year.
Game of the Year.
Okay.
That's what it was.
But that game is higher rated. My phone's not loading, but that's higher rated than Returnal. And Returnal has these different looking graphics, but as far as I'm concerned, like Hades is all hand drawn. It's just as gorgeous, but in a different way.
Yeah.
The story is also
And the story is
compelling,
incredible,
right?
but I don't think Risk of Rain's gorgeous. Like if you look at Risk of Rain, it doesn't look gorgeous. Hades looks gorgeous, even though it's not completely
It's a
realistic.
different type of gorgeous.
It's a different, but it's still gorgeous, right? Yeah, it's a different type of gorgeous, but it's gorgeous. So who are we to say this gorgeous is a better gorgeous than this gorgeous? And who are we to say that a top-down roguelike is worse than a third-person shooter roguelike? And another thing is, Hades is completely voice-acted, has multiple characters, multiple NPCs to interact with, an actual like storyline progression that's fully acted out. I mean, completely and fully acted out. It's very similar. There's like 10 weapons, I think 6 biomes. Why shouldn't Hades be 70? Like, why are people willing to pay 70 for Returnal, but they would never pay 70 for Hades? I don't understand.
So, I mean, it's doing good now, right? Because, like we've said, it's on a drought. Like, we haven't had any real, like, big exclusive titles or whatever for the PS5 in a while. So people are waiting on one. This is like one of the first ones, so they're jumping on it. The question will be, is its longevity? How long can it maintain, the good sales? Like, is it still going to stay the same price? Like, how long is it going to stay 70? If it's a great game, right, then 70, it should maintain for almost about 5 or 6 months, a $70 price. If it's a good game as it's being reviewed.
It's sold out. It's going to stick around at 70, I think, for a while.
Right, because they don't lower stuff that gets sold out like
Right.
that. They keep that so that they can keep their price going. Now, if it sits, then that's different. And then there'll be a bottom price where there's like, okay, probably hits like the $30 or something like that, like GTA 5 now, and it's like 6-year run hit, But that's going to be the key, is how long does it take for the game to reduce from 70 to whatever, to 60 to 50, whatever. When does it start going on sale?
I don't think we're going to see it on sale in a
That's
while.
going to be the difference. Because if that's able to maintain it for that long, then that's going to put a lot of hope into these other developers that they can do an indie and they can bet all of it.
Mark,
on
you
the
would
price.
classify this as an indie, right? I know you said indie. I would.
Yeah, absolutely.
To me, this is the
House
definition of an
Marquee
indie.
is still an indie, right?
In my opinion, they're a small studio. It's not like they grew all of a sudden.
I mean, how much?
They're
is
not
it?
Rockstar.
So-
What's
indie game.
House Marquee's like revenue? Like, I
What's
don't know.
House Marquee's employee numbers?
10 probably. Or,
How many?
I
You
don't
got
know.
10 people working
That's
there, and that's a
small.
AAA title.
You said 10 people working
I don't
there?
know.
I don't know.
guessing.
Can you find it?
I'm
don't
trying
know.
to look. And
Hades
see.
got a 93, dude.
Yeah, and I looked up on the price. Actually, the developers of Hades, if you bought it on launch, it was only $19.99.
Oh
So
my
even
gosh!
cheaper.
If you bought it on
Yeah,
launch, it
so
was
they had a $5
$19.
discount if you pre-ordered it, or you bought it within like a month of launch. It was only $19.
Nice.
And then they raised the price up later, which is for good reason. That was a solid game, but it was even cheaper on launch, $19.99.
I don't know why anyone. I don't know what anyone could point to, really, as to why Returnals were 70, but Hades is worth 20.
Yeah.
I still don't understand that. Where I think Hades is properly priced because it's a roguelike. I don't think roguelikes are worthy of the AAA title. When I think of AAA, I think of open worlds, NPCs, a fleshed out leveling system,
Yeah,
skill system.
because there's less to develop for it.
Right, less to develop for a roguelike.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, that's my ultimate point.
Yeah.
80.
A full, what?
80 staff. As of 2020, 80.
80.
80 people in their staff.
That's
Yeah, that's not a AAA studio.
yeah,
The number isn't, yeah.
Yeah, 80 is
That's
not a
definitely
lot.
yeah, dude.
Under 100 people working there? That's an indie developer. I mean, I don't know what would
That's
quantify.
a big indie developer.
But,
But
Yeah, I
yeah,
don't know
that's a
much
big
about the
indie
studios,
developer. But that's not Bethesda. What do we consider AAA? EA, Ubi,
UB, Bethesda,
Bethesda.
From Software, things like that.
From Software, Microsoft Studios,
Santa Monica Studios.
Santa Monica. These places are like
things backed heavy. Yeah.
huge budgets, right? Like hundreds of employees that they're paying, that they got to pay off a sold game. I'm telling you, man, they're popping the cork right now over there. They are busting right now.
They in the locker room.
They are
spraying the champagne.
busting, dude. I would not be surprised if Sony makes them one of their flagship, bumps up their staff and lets them pump even
Now
bigger
they're
games
AAA.
out.
They're like, all right.
Yeah,
you
now
guys are
they're AAA, dude. I would not be surprised, dude, because they are busting.
They're like-
Their game is sold out at $70, and they gave you a 6-hour indie.
So
Well, technically, it can never be sold out because there's a digital copy of it.
Well, that's true, but you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
But yeah,
Like, it's
physicals
selling
is-
like
yeah.
gangbusters, as you would say.
Right.
I mean, I'm shocked. I wish people would have refused to pay 70. I just wish people would have.
yeah,
They're
it
not.
it seems like Sony is like hazing the Schmigiggins group. They're like, all right, you want to be a AAA? Prove it. Make your indie game. Try to sell it like it's a AAA. And if people buy it, then all right, you're one of us. Schmigiggins group,
Yeah.
you're AAA.
Dude, that's going to be rough now for the Schmigiggins group, dude, because they got to follow this. It's
Yeah,
like
dude.
you
have to
got
release a
120 people. Schmigiggins, get to cracking, bro.
It's like they had
80 over
80
here.
and they did this.
It's 80 and they did this. So you got
This is a game changer for Housemarque. And I'm telling you, man, like, they are going to blow up now.
Yeah.
This is incredible for them. I mean, I'm happy for them.
Yeah.
I love that studio. They make good games. But look at their past. Resogun, right? Alienation.
I never played those.
right? Ex Machina. They're all arcade games.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen Super Stardust Ultimate? Remember Super Stardust? You go
That's
around the
another one I
planet.
missed.
Those are all arcadey games. Like, you go in the arcade and play those.
Yeah.
That's the developer they are.
You're right.
Every one of those is indie.
So they got
That's
the formula.
definitely the feel of Resogun. That's like exactly what it
Yeah,
gives
it's
you.
an arcade game.
type of game.
Yeah.
I
Like
think-
Galactica or something like that.
Yeah, like Galactica, but modernized,
Right,
right?
right,
I think that's basically what Returnal is too. Like, if you look at Returnal, it's very arcadey.
Yeah,
I can see that being an arcade game. Like, if they still had arcades,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
that would fit the bill. And that's what
wonder
they
if
make.
Got a joystick in like the deluxe edition or something.
I know,
PS5
right?
joystick. Yeah, that'd be crazy.
But
And also, I'm hearing it's super hard.
yeah.
Yeah.
People are saying it's harder than Dark Souls.
I wonder if that's
I think that's
some of
a
the allure
stretch.
too.
I don't know if
I'm just saying people are saying that.
But you're right. I've seen a lot of guides online. It's like how to beat the first boss. I was like, dang, is that hard? But I think maybe they're attracting audiences of because I feel like the people who play roguelikes, they master methodical about their movements. They master all those little. You have those little windows that you gotta be perfect. But I feel like this game, because of the game drought, it attracted just everybody. People who never played roguelikes before. So it's getting that, one more game itch that these kind of games have. And it's hard enough to keep you interested.
Dude, roguelikes, they make hard games though, Housemarque. Like Resogun was hard. I bought the Next Machina, which is their most recent game they released before this one, which we saw at PlayStation Experience. We saw Housemarque at PlayStation. Remember that guy we talked to?
Right.
He was drinking a little drunk. Then he was showing us next. It looked great, but it's a bullet hell. Like they've almost always made bullet hell games. Like that's their number one claim to
That's their
fame.
niche.
Yeah.
And they're very much arcadey, like going for the high score,
Yeah.
like meant to be hard. Like they believe in that old fashioned hard
That's
school
cool.
arcade style, and they are, man. Like I have a stinking hard time, dude, with Next Machina. Like, yeah, I got past the first zone. I'm like, I was having the hardest time on the second zone. I was like, this game is too hard for me to get into. Like, I just keep dying over and over and over again in a zone. Like, I'm not enjoying this. I don't have the heart to want to put the work in.
That's kind of
On
like
this kinda game.
that one game that you got me the one time for Christmas.
Oh,
I
Fafnir
forgot
or
the name
whatever?
of it. Yeah, that
Yeah.
one for the Switch. That shit is tough.
Yeah.
I was like, golly, man, like I'm having to put a lot of work in, and I couldn't get anywhere
Wicked?
in that game.
Fafnir?
Something like that.
Fafnir?
Yeah.
Look it up.
I'll let you guys know the
Yeah.
game or
Isn't
whatever,
Fafnir like Loki's son or something?
It's what?
Isn't that like Loki's son, Fafnir the wolf?
I don't even know.
Is
I'm
it
not sure.
Faf? It's
I
like
don't know.
But it was like a little
Fafnir
16-bit or something like that, or 8-bit
Switch.
game. But it was a roguelike, and that sucker is just like
I don't know if I'm saying it right.
I don't know. I don't know. How to spell
Well, it wasn't really roguelike, but you
It was
had,
like a
the little
Z. Did it
missions
start with
and
a
stuff.
Z?
I don't even know. I have to go back and grab.
It was highly rated.
Yeah.
I
I'll take a
really
picture
wanted
of
it.
But that sucker was tough, man. That sucker is tough.
Yeah, like one guy wrote an article saying like,
unforgiving.
I play Dark Souls to relax, and I can't play Returnal.
That's kind of surprising.
That's
Oh,
what he was
yeah?
saying. He's
That
like,
makes me
I'm a
want to play
hard.
Returnal more, but that's kind of hard. That's kind of hard to believe, to be
That
honest.
turns me off from wanting to play it, but I get it because I've played a lot of Housemarque's games,
Yeah.
you know, and they're hard. They're really hard. I don't have the patience to get good at them because that's what it takes. You have to like get good at this game,
Yeah.
like not just good, but like really good. And I don't have the patience, man.
So when you look at all of the reviews, some of the gameplay you guys might have seen, whatever, does this game look like it should be worth 70? I mean, even if you try to take a step back from the fact that, the game is a roguelike game and everything in its genre is not 70.
You're saying
Like,
looks alone.
Yeah, if looking at it, the way people are enjoying it, do you think this game should still be worth $70? Or do you think that it's still a reach that they're able to succeed in?
I would say I need to watch more, learn more about like the collection aspect, because that's always my favorite part of roguelike games. You know, collecting the weapons. I want to see all the different weapons and things like that. So the short answer is no. I don't think it's worth 70, but I want to watch it and learn more about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not dissing it completely. Like, I would probably spend in the 40 range for it, maybe 50, but I want to watch more because it is intriguing to me.
Yeah.
Especially during the game drought. But I have so many backlog games that I'm happy that it's not an obvious 70 must buy, gotta buy it right now. But yeah, so that's my perspective.
I think this is 40. Like just what Kenna was. Like that's like right in the wheelhouse for like top end indie. Right? Like I think I could see this being 40. More than Risk of Rain, only because they're the same game, but one of them looks a lot better than the other. So it's worth more for that. But $70, I think like had you just shown me, like you're saying, visually only, I didn't know anything else about it. I didn't know if there's a campaign attached to it or, you know, a leveling system. Nothing. I just see the girl running around shooting. I might think this is a next-gen game and is going to launch, probably what you're implying. You're like, if that's all I saw, and I'm supposed to just assume, is this a next-gen AAA game? I might think that maybe, but what gave it away for me originally when they were first showing this game off was the bullet hell aspect. When I saw, like, you know, the patented 85 bullets in a square coming at you,
And
you know,
just
gotta
gotta
move,
dodge
and you
that
gotta
shit,
dodge it all.
leave
around
on the
it.
right.
openings.
That all, and I remember mentioning that. If you go back to the old podcast,
I remember.
I was like, this looks like a bullet hell game
So
to
you
me.
predicted.
It's a simple
Yeah.
aspect.
And
It may be hard, but it's still a
right,
simple
it's a
aspect
simple
of the game.
aspect. Yes,
So
exactly.
it's not much thought. It's just a cool little algorithm that puts, you know, a specific spray out in a specific position. And I don't know how good the AI is or whatever, but I'm assuming that it's going to have a pattern. And you
Exactly.
you just have to get past the pattern. I mean, everything is, but I feel like there's not much intricate thought into a spray of bullets. You know what I mean? When you're dealing with those bosses and Outriders, it's literally just like they're just throwing a whole bunch of circles on the ground and you just gotta dodge some shits. But other than that, like the boss is nothing. You know what I mean? So
Right. Yeah. When I first saw that bullet hell situation, my first mind jumps to indie because it's a simple algorithm type system, and it's a procedurally generated world. So that's another giveaway. That's what indie studios do, procedurally generated, because they don't have the manpower to
You're able to
meticulously
reuse the
build
same
a world.
aspects.
Right,
Right.
you just reuse the same aspects, and the system just spits out a new variation of it.
Right.
So that's typically seen in indie games. Almost all indie games are like that. A lot of the roguelikes are like that. You know, you play Enter the Gungeon, the map layout's different this time. You play whatever, Risk of Rain, the map layout's different because it's just a spit out algorithm, and that's really useful to an indie developer because, like I said, you don't have to meticulously build the world like your T-shirt, San Andreas or Grand Theft Auto 5, which that takes an entire huge staff to do.
especially when you're trying to make it look like identical
Realistic.
to something or
NPCs
whatever.
and side missions and
People.
you know, all this stuff.
Scripts for every character and NPC, and you have to have voice acting for all of it. That's what my mind jumps to as a AAA title, and this is not anywhere near that, which is why I never would have thought they would charge this much for it.
Yeah, I wish I could get my hands on a copy of it just to check it out and see. You know what I mean? Like if it's really as good as they say it is, and if I feel like it would be worth it. Because, you know, sometimes like we can get a game in our hands and then play it, and it's like, I bought this for 30, but I would have paid 50 for it. You know what I mean? Like, or you know, some people will see a game and be like, oh, I'll definitely play 70 for that. And then it's like, damn, I would have actually paid like 20 for this. Like, this game was not worth it.
But isn't there more to a game's value than just how fun it is? Or the amount of hours you dump into it?
Well, you don't necessarily. You
My
don't want
mind
a
jumps to,
game
like,
that just
production
requires you
cost.
to dump hours into it. So it's like the replayability. It's like something that, for me, it's like, does it draw me in to play it again? Like if I played it once and then that time that I played it, that was just it. You know what I mean? Then it was an okay game. You know what I mean? I enjoyed
Right.
it for the time that I did it. But
For me, it would be like,
if
let's
it's like
say,
I gotta play it over and over again, like I'm looking forward to coming back into it, and I've revisited it. You know what I mean? Then that's a game that's worthwhile to me.
For me, it would be like you go on vacation and you stay at like a hotel. What amenities?
Bring that shit.
What amenities does this place have? You know, it has a 24-hour gym. It has pools. Maybe this place has nothing. The room is really clean. But it's only offering so many amenities. It could only be so much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They can't charge the same as a place with like a pool, tennis,
pretty good
basketball
analogy.
courts, all these chefs that come to your room.
Yeah, I like that comparison. Like, I think I can go to a hotel that I would rate 5 stars, but not believe it's worth the same money as the Hilton
Absolutely.
or whatever.
Yeah.
The ward off.
Like, this
the
shit's overpriced.
The Waldorf Inn,
The
right?
workout room ain't even that great. You know,
Right,
got
like
4 machines. or something.
I feel like I can rate something 5 stars and it still not be worth 5-star money.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
Like you got a lot of fun and a lot of hours out of Moonlighter, and I know you would have never played that game had it not been for free. But just because that game gave you a ton of fun and a ton of hours of playtime doesn't mean therefore it's worth $70.
Right.
That's my point.
Yeah.
I think just because the game is fun and the game is great and like you would play Returnal and you're like, gosh, I actually really enjoy this game. That doesn't all of a sudden make Returnal worth $70. That's not the only thing that determines the price of a game.
Yeah.
Is my
like
point.
I could see Moonlighter being $20.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
That's my first thought.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's reasonable. And if
It's
I had
a
gotten a chance to
roguelike.
play it, I'm like, yeah, I'll pay $20
What's
for that.
next?
That's
Battle
cool.
Royales? Are they $70 games now?
Yeah, just because we enjoy a game
Yeah.
and we get a lot of hours of enjoyment out of it doesn't mean it's worth $70. What matters is what does it cost to produce this game?
Yeah. They have found that like the Battle Royale and stuff like that, those type of games, when they have an entry fee, they don't do well at all.
Yeah.
They don't
That's
last long
interesting.
at all.
Yeah.
But
Which
all
makes
of the
sense.
ones that have like a free entry fee, they get a lot
good.
more people to play it.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot more enticing things in it afterwards.
That's why
But-
PUBG went from like on a high pedestal to it's just an afterthought. They're trying to sue Fortnite. They're trying to sue all these people because they're like, oh, they took our formula. No, we didn't. We just we were out for free and sold stuff, so we're making way more money. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah, think about it. What really is Fortnite? What really is Warzone? What really is, Apex Legends or any of these battle royale games? Player unknown. They're just a map, and you throw people in there.
First person shooter.
How
yeah.
much effort did that take a developer to make? Not much. So that's why they throw it to you for free.
Yep.
And they try to get money from you on the back end.
Yep.
But that's what I feel like this Returnal is. What is it? It's a roguelike.
Yeah. The recipe was the same recipe everyone else uses.
The recipe is a simple recipe, just like the recipe for Fortnite's a simple recipe. So you don't charge for those games. You don't charge a lot for these games.
Now, I could even get behind the Hades theory. Hey, you get it on day one, first 2 months or whatever, we give it to you for a lower price. And then after that, we're going to charge you more. You know what I mean? Like, it's an introductory fee. It's like cheap. Thank you for rocking with us. It's a little bit more. So if they had came in at like 50, let's say House Marquee did 50 for the game. And then after, a certain few months, they make it 70. You know what I mean? Like, hey, if you didn't get it while it was 50, it's 70 now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would say
that is what it
like
is.
a game
but
like Mortal Shell, their game was like what, $29 or $39 on launch.
29 on launch.
Something like that, yeah.
It's a great game. I haven't played it. I played the demo, but I haven't played like the whole game. But I would say they followed the right path. Like, all right, we're a smaller studio. The game is not as much content as like Dark Souls, Demon Souls, those kind of games. They price it accordingly.
I think if it was Sony would have tried to squeeze 70 out of that game.
Oh, for sure, dude.
Yeah.
For sure. But
Yeah.
I think
I don't think, like, I just can't emphasize enough. I don't think that it's not like Hades gets bonus points because it was cheaper. Hades is a legitimate 93. Like, it's legitimately that good. Compare it to anything you want. Assassin's Creed, Watch Dogs Legions. Hades is better than those games. That's just an objective fact. It doesn't mean I'm going to pay as much for that as I would for Valhalla.
Yeah.
Because there's just a lot more in Valhalla that goes into making a game like that
bracket, yeah.
than Hades. I can't emphasize that enough. That's an absolute fact. Everyone knows it. No one would pay the same amount for Valhalla as they would for Hades.
Yeah. That's why I said I want to look into this game more. I want to play. I want to try it just so I can say because right now I'm like 99%. It's not worth it, but because this is a weird situation, I want to make sure I want to play it and be like, all right, yes, this is a roguelike just like anything other. This should be $20-$30. But I would say I do want to play it. All this talk actually hyped me up, oddly enough. Especially when I heard it was so harder than Dark Souls, because Dark Souls is a hard game. And
You almost kind of want to test it. Like, how
yeah,
hard
I
are
was
you?
like, really? I want to try it and see.
Yeah.
I want to see if that's true, because that seems. Is it like? Are you just comparing like the first boss with the first boss? Like, what are you comparing? Because Dark Souls, all the Souls games are actually really hard. to me at least.
They
And,
are. They've always been defined that way.
So I don't know how Returnal.
It's literally got a Souls-like.
Yeah, if it's hard, they call it Souls-like because that's to define difficult.
If it's punishing.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like
so
that.
I want to take it for a spin and see, if that's
But
true.
Souls is a brilliant genius difficulty. It's beautiful. It's fair. It's right. It's hard in the right way. You don't feel. It's not just punishing you.
The perfect dance.
Yeah, it's like the perfect dance. I mean, it's just that's the beauty of it. I would like to see if Returnal is able to even touch that kind of difficulty.
Yeah. So maybe you guys in the comments can let us know whether you think Returnal is a $70 game or if it should be a different price. I know we've asked that question several times, but with all of the new news, all of the gameplay, everything coming out that you see, maybe you even played it yourself, but maybe you could give us your opinion. We have our ways of how we feel about the game and the statue, that it has or whatever. But maybe you guys feel a little different. So let us know. Also, don't forget that you guys can comment in the video below. Make sure you subscribe to be in the giveaway. That's still going strong. We'll keep reminding you guys about that every time just because we want as many of you guys to enter and give you guys plenty of time to do so. So do that. If you haven't yet, like the video. If you don't even want to enter the giveaway, go ahead and subscribe anyways.
Please,
why
guys.
not? And thank you to the listeners. Thank you to the viewers. All the comments and stuff. We appreciate you guys. We all try to go through each of the comments and stuff like that. So please keep commenting. Talk to us about it. Give us your opinion on stuff. And until next week, we'll catch you guys later. Deuces.
Peace.
See ya.